So does it really matter which golf ball you play? What up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Alright, so let's talk golf balls. So it's a common question that people ask a lot. Not necessarily ask me, but there's a common question out there like which golf ball should you play? Which one would be the better one for you? Should you get fitted into a golf ball? So I'm gonna try to answer that from the best of my knowledge and also tell you guys my journey of golf balls and what I'm currently playing right now. So let's get right into it. So first and foremost, the golf ball you play, does it actually matter? For me personally, I think it does matter if you're like someone that's an amateur golfer, professional golfer, someone that's like playing seriously single digit, like a low single digit handicappers. I think it absolutely matters which golf ball you play. I think you should get fitted into a golf ball. I think once you get to that point of your playing days and you're that good, you should really know what you're playing and how it performs and all the nerdy numbers behind all of that good stuff. But this video is not for the amateur / pro golfer that's really serious and trying to really, dial in their numbers and things like that. This video is going to be geared more towards the novice golfer like myself. Now, a lot of people say, if you're a high single digit handicapper or even a low double digit handicapper, that you're considered an amateur golfer. I am not of that realm. I still think you're considered somewhat in that novice range, maybe like slightly above novice. But like I said, for me, amateur golfers are single digit handicappers, dudes that are like a real sticks and just putting together, living in the 70s basically. So if you're not consistently shooting in the 70s or anything like that, I don't really consider you a amateur golfer because, you're playing on the amateur tour and all these prestigious tournaments, Q school and all that other type of stuff. If you're not doing all that, you're not an amateur. That would put you in more so like that novice range. Correct me if I'm wrong. Look, I'm super new to this whole thing. I'm only 2 years in. So for me, I know I fall into the category of being like a novice golfer. So I'm gonna just speak from that perspective from the rest of this video because that's pretty much what I know. So from the novice golfer, I don't think it matters a ton what golf ball you use. I know I'm gonna probably get a lot of flack from that in the comment section, but for me personally, I don't think it matters. And especially if you're someone that's of the really high handicap, like 20s and 30s and things of that nature, it really doesn't matter what golf ball you're using because you're probably someone that's losing 3, 4 to 5, maybe even 6 golf balls around. And if someone that's you, then I don't think it matters which golf ball you play. I think you should go out there and try to find the cheapest golf ball possible and rep that golf ball until you get to a point where you can hit the ball straight and you can keep the ball in play and you're losing no more than like 3 or 4 balls around. Then you can start getting into like that mid-tier golf ball. So we're going to talk about what the mid-tier is and what you guys should be playing until you guys get to that mid-tier. And then once you get past that mid-tier, then you become basically a low single-digit handicapper and you're basically an amateur golfer. And by that time, you should know exactly which ball you should play, which balls does what, spin rates and all that nerdy type of stuff. So real quick, I'm going to just tell you guys about my journey of golf ball and what I started with until what I'm currently playing today. So for me, when I first started, just quick little story, I started playing one of my very first rounds that I ever played in golf was at Eagle Glen. It's a golf course out here in Corona, California. And it's a really hilly course, lots of opportunity for OB. And it was one of my first times playing a full 18. So I showed up, I didn't have any golf balls with me. I just had a bag of range balls. And the fact that we were playing a nicer course and I was playing with some guys that was actually pretty good, one of my homeboys, I went to the pro shop and I bought me a box of TP5s. I love TaylorMade. I'm a big TaylorMade type of guy, so TP5s, caught my interest and I bought that box of balls because I didn't really have any premium balls to play. For me, it was just thinking that I needed to play a more premium ball because I was playing with better players and I was playing a course that was actually pretty nice. So I went into the pro shop, bought a box of TaylorMade TP5s, and on the very first hole, I ended up losing 2. Go on to lose probably the entire box within that round, and that was a $60 box of golf balls, right? So for me, being a novice player and my friends not telling me, giving me any type of advice on which I should be playing or whatever, I got suckered into playing, that golf ball that day. And then I quickly realized, like, if I really want to continue playing golf and try to get better, paying $60 for a box of balls and losing all 12 of them in one round is not going to be conducive to me and continuing to try to play this sport and get better and just want to be out there. So I quickly got online. I started researching and doing a bunch of different stuff. So I went to Amazon and I found these Nike balls. There's these Nike balls that was on Amazon. I think they were like 75 cents a ball. So I bought like a bag of 60 of them for, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks, whatever the case may be. I don't really know the exact numbers on them, but I bought this big bag of Nike golf balls and was basically playing. So they're basically like range balls. They're basically glorified range balls with a Nike logo on them. So I was playing that for the better part of 6, 7, 8 months, and you know, just kind of going through the paces, hacking away at the ball, and just trying to find my lane and where I need to improve, obviously everywhere. And just for me, it was just all about making contact with the ball, keeping the ball in play, and trying to advance the ball and just get to the green so I can, you know, be putting for a decent number, like double bogey, triple bogey, things like that, maybe even a bogey. So that was my thought process at the beginning. And like I said, played those Nike range balls for the better part of like 6, 7, 8 months. And then I started getting into a point where I was like, okay, I can up my game a little bit more and go into a more premium golf ball. So then I started looking back into the TaylorMade TP5 series, and then a buddy of mine said, you're not really good enough to be playing that. And it was kind of harsh, but you know, I kind of needed to hear it because I wasn't ready to just start dropping $60 for a box of balls. And at that point, I was still pretty much losing 7, 8 balls around, which not okay. So he basically told me, he's like, you don't really need to play this ball. So there's other options out there. Like, if you like TaylorMade, there's a TaylorMade drive balls, or there's like, you know, other brands like Callaway Super Softs, or all these other different type of brands out there. And I was, you know, doing some research and was looking into it. So the girlfriend, you know, she just, you know, randomly said, oh, because I don't really go to the grocery store when she goes. She likes to go to Costco and things like that. But she said Costco sells golf balls. And I'm like used to seeing a ton of Costco Kirkland balls all around the golf course when you're finding them in the trees and the bushes and things like that. So I never really thought too much of it. But I asked her, you know, like, how much are these Costco golf balls? She basically said you can get 2 boxes for like 25, 30 bucks or something like that. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And then I started doing a ton of research on the Kirkland golf balls. And a lot of people said they were decent for the price point. They do generate a ton of spin, but me, I wasn't necessarily concerned with that because yes, if I hit a drive perfectly straight and I get all of it, I'll probably lose about 10 to 15 to 20 yards if I were to be playing a premium ball instead. So for me, like I said, it wasn't a big deal to, you know, lose distance on my drives. I was just more concerned about getting the ball straight into the fairway and then having a decent shot or a decent look at the green in regulation. So I dove all in. I started jumping into the whole Kirkland golf ball brand. I bought boxes and boxes of balls, and it was doing well for me for the better part of a year and a half, up until about a month ago. And for me, the Kirkland golf balls are really good. They, like I said, they do generate a ton of spin. You know, for your drives, it may not be the most ideal because if you slice it and you spin that ball is going to continue to spin. And it's going to slice way, way right, way, way left. Or if you do, you know, get lucky and hit one straight, that thing is going to generate a ton of spin and you're going to lose a considerable amount of distance on your shots. But like I said, for me being a novice golfer, I wasn't really too concerned about how far the ball was going. I was just more concerned about putting the ball in play. So that was a good learning tool to kind of just get me to the point where I can just like advance the ball and get the ball into the fairway, and I wasn't playing the beat up Nike range balls that I got off of Amazon. So I think that was a good middle ground. I probably should have just ended up starting with the Kirkland balls if I had known. But yeah, like I said, it was the progression, and that's where I was. These golf balls are just like way too expensive. I think one of the more popular golf balls out there are the Titleist Pro V1s, Pro V1Xs. I see those balls everywhere around the course. I think those are the most overrated ball on the market. Not because the ball itself is overrated, just because I think a lot of people put too much stake in playing the Pro V1s. I'm not a big fan of the Pro V1s because I just think it's all marketing at the end of the day, why they're so popular. So the one thing I wanted to say why I brought that up is don't get into a group of your friends and think that you need to play a Pro V1 or a TP5 or a Q Star or that type of premium golf balls just because the guys in your group play them and they're kind of encouraging you to play them and they're telling you why they're great and the spin they get and all that different type of stuff. Because if you're a novice golfer, like I said, like me, and you're in that 20 handicap type of realm, even the high teens, it's not really gonna matter much to you what golf ball you play, because you're gonna get roped in, you're gonna buy a bunch of Pro V1s, and you're just gonna go ahead and lose 5 of them around, and you're just ended up wasting money at the end of the day. I wouldn't say until you get to a point where you're in the single digit, then you can start looking to something like a Pro V1 or a TP5 or a Bridgestone or anything of that nature. So now, to answer the question, what golf ball am I currently playing? After going through the Nike range balls and then messing with the Kirklands for the better part of my journey, now I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to lower my handicap a little bit more. I still think I'm around like a 15, 14 handicap, but I haven't really been keeping up with my handicap the last couple months. I know I'm just lazy not entering my scores, but I have been kind of consistently hitting in like the low 90s, maybe high 80s. I think my best round so far has been at 83, which, you know, is pretty good, especially for being like two years and a couple months in. So now I'm getting to a point where a lot of my friends are telling me is like, you can probably benefit of playing a more premium ball when you're, you know, around the greens. You're losing a ton of distance because I have a ton of swing speed in my golf swing. So I'm pretty much compressing the ball a lot, and I'm losing a lot of spin playing these softer. Losing a lot of distance playing these softer balls. So I'm slowly kind of jumping into the premium ball realm, but I'm still of that mindset. I don't want to spend $50 to $60 for a box of balls. So what I found was a good middle ground, and I've been seeing a ton of videos on them, but I am now playing the Vice golf balls. Now, I kind of fluctuate between the Vice Pro Plus and the Vice Air. I bought a ton of the Vice Airs. I think they have a really, really good deal on their website because they're direct to consumer. So you can go to the Vice website and get 5 boxes of balls for like $32 per box if you buy in bulk like that, which, you know, I think is a pretty sweet deal. You know, it beats buying the $50 to $60 box of golf balls, and I think they're just as good as those, you know, top tier golf balls that are out there on the market. Off the tee, I think they play really, really well. I like the sound that it makes off the tee. I like the feel. They're pretty firm, but they're not too firm. And I feel like I'm getting the considerable amount of distance with my golf balls nowadays. I think I'm averaging somewhere around that 260 to 275 realm for my carry distance, which is, again, for me, it's phenomenal. I know I can probably get the ball a lot further if I actually like really swing at it, but I think the longest drive that I've ever hit was about 315. And I think that was actually with a TP5 golf ball. And I was really like trying to get that thing out there. So as I'm starting to progress and starting to get a little better and starting to learn about the game and turn the ins and outs and things like that, I am starting to notice a slight difference in the golf balls. Going from a Kirkland golf ball to the Vice, I have noticed a considerable amount of difference, especially around the greens in terms of spin. This holds greens a little bit more. It doesn't get as scuffed up as the Kirkland golf balls. I know with the Kirkland golf balls, you hit that thing a couple times, you're starting to notice there's scuff marks all over it, and you wouldn't think that'd be a big deal, but when you're using scuffed up golf balls, and especially when you're around the green and, you know, you're rolling on some nice greens, some of those scuffs can really deter the angle, or not the angle, but the direction of where the ball goes in terms of how you hitting it and things of that nature. So that's one thing that I didn't really notice up until somebody pointed it out to me. But Vice golf balls, they don't get scuffed up quite as easily. They're very durable. They last quite a bit longer. So one ball can probably get you a couple rounds. But even if I don't lose a ball on a round, I'll probably end up switching the ball out every other round or so. There's only been a couple times where I've used one golf ball for the entire round and I don't play it that following round. So I'll come, like, every time you play a round, I typically like to use a brand new golf ball. Unless I lose a couple of them, then I'll go back to like an older one or a scuffed up ball, or maybe even throw a Kirkland ball out there again, just because, you know, I keep those with me if I'm, you know, having a really rough day on the golf course, because again, it happens. So if I'm out on the golf course and I lose like 3 or 4 of these, I'm pulling out a Kirkland golf ball and I'm probably going to play that for the rest of the round, just to kind of, you know, cut my losses a little bit. But that's the golf ball. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What golf ball you play. I know I probably triggered a lot of you guys out there in terms of golf balls. So educate me, because I don't really know I'm still learning. What golf balls are out there that's good? Do you guys like the Vice golf balls? Is this something that I should be playing, or should I be looking at something more of like a premium golf ball, like I said, like a TaylorMade TP5 or a Pro V1 or things of that nature? I know there's a lot of other golf balls out there that are decent for the price that I don't know about. So if you guys want to educate me in the comment section below, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, that's the golf ball I play, Vice. I like the Vice Pro Plus or the Vice Airs. I like the Drippy Vice, is the one that has the red and black sprinkled dots all over it. I think it's just kind of cool, and it's fun, and it's easier to kind of spot your golf ball when you're in a group that players that's not playing a drippy ball. For me, it looks kind of cool, and it's right on brand with the red and black. So again, video was a lot longer than I expected it to be, so I appreciate you guys hanging in there if you're still watching. Like I said, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what kind of golf balls you play, what type of differences you know. Educate me a little bit on this, because this is one of the reasons why I started this channel, just kind of put myself out there, make videos like this, trying to educate myself further, and just trying to get as much knowledge about the game as I possibly can. So like I said, hit me up in the comments, give me guys your thoughts, and make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and let's get this community going. We're gonna play, we got a lot more stuff coming up in the pipeline, a lot more of these talking head videos. We're just kind of opening up some discussions on products and things of that nature, and then there's some match plays and some 1v1s, some 2v2s coming up in the pipeline as well. As this channel starts to grow more and more popularity, there's a lot of people reaching out to me to kind of get around in, get some matches in for the channel. So hopefully there's a lot more of that coming up in the pipeline. Let me know in the comments again what you guys like to see. Do you guys like to see more sit down stuff, or talking about equipment, golf balls and things of that nature? Or do you want me to get out there and just play and just see if we can get something going in that realm? But you know, like I said, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah,